for companies to build advanced manufacturing facilities here in America. Since I signed the CHIPS and Science Act, it's already started happening.
People in Illinois are concerned about our state of the economy. They're worried about inflation. I understand that. They're also feeling something many haven't felt for a while, and that's hope. Why? Because of results. Inflation is in fact slowing. Gas prices are falling. $3.46 a gallon. I would have grabbed that a few weeks ago.
IRS interest payments ballooned to $3.3 billion in the fiscal year of 2021, with a 33% spike from 2020 for individual returns. The easiest way to check for a refund is through the Where's My Refund tool. High call volumes have been an ongoing issue with many taxpayers struggling to reach IRS agents during the first half of 2020. There were fewer than 15,000 employees to handle over 230 million calls, one agent for every 16,000 calls. It has been a difficult period for the IRS as the agency wrestles with crisis-related backlogs. Back in May, officials reported that the IRS started 2022 with about 8 million paper returns, and there are a million left as of May 6. The IRS commissioner has said, "Our goal is to bring the IRS back to a state prior to the crisis. We have to process this paper so we can get back to the business of providing the services to taxpayers that they deserve." There is a huge progress being made on the fourth stimulus package. Lawmakers in Congress have finally agreed to provide more stimulus money to the people. Starting this week, officials have begun to distribute one-time checks worth up to almost $1,700. So make sure to watch to the end to learn how to receive this. Revenue Secretary Dane Hassel has also announced that Pennsylvania residents who filed for a rebate will receive a one-time bonus equal to 70% of the original rebate. The State Department of Revenue began sending out the bonuses the week of August 24th, a week ahead of schedule. The one-time bonuses are part of the governor's law he signed into law in early August, which included the property tax and rent rebates. Eligible people could receive up to around $1,700, and the governor's office will use approximately $140 million from the American Rescue Plan for the bonuses. Governor Wolf said in an official statement, "I am proud that bonus rebates are starting to roll out to Pennsylvanians in need this week. These bonus rebates will help older adults and Pennsylvanians with disabilities stay in their homes. People who have received a rebate will get a one-time bonus delivered in the same method as requested on the rebate application form, such as direct deposit or paper check. Those still waiting on a rebate will receive the refund and the one-time bonus at the same time." Pennsylvania joins numerous other states like Connecticut, Illinois, New York, and Rhode Island in providing rebates or one-time payments to alleviate financial burdens caused by the crisis. Pennsylvania's leadership is also pressuring the state's General Assembly to approve a program that would send $2,000 checks directly to the state's residents. The program is titled the Opportunity Program. It will be eligible for a household owner with an income of $80,000 or less and already has support from Democratic members in the House and Senate. The governor, who has stated the program will offer a life-changing difference for families, has called on Pennsylvania's Republican-led General Assembly to support the program. Governor Wolf said, "Why on earth wouldn't we act all to do that when we have the funds necessary to make this investment in the people of Pennsylvania? I am once again calling on the Republican leaders in the General Assembly to send a bill to my desk to help people of Pennsylvania." The $500 million Opportunity Program was introduced in February early this year and was originally intended to use the American Rescue Act funds, but was changed to use general funds instead. Another Democratic representative in the state has joined a senator in approving and encouraging others to approve the plan.
I hope we can go lower. Gas is down by more than $1.20 a gallon on the average since the start of the summer. Wages are up. People are back at work. We now have more than recovered all the jobs our economy lost in the pandemic. Our economy has added more than 10 million new jobs, including 600,000 manufacturing jobs under President Biden. We're investing in infrastructure. I remind myself over and over again, don't complain if construction on highways just slowed you down. You voted for it, Senator, and I'd vote for it again. President Biden said yesterday, Labor Day, in one of his speeches, that when we make this investment in infrastructure, a record-breaking historic amount, we will have the most modern infrastructure in the world. Now that's what a nation that's prepared to compete does. We passed the CHIPS Act to preserve America's global leadership in research and innovation, and to produce semiconductors and the jobs and industries of the future in America, not in China. As the President also said yesterday, why wouldn't it be in America? We invented the chip. Shouldn't we be leading the world?
Thank you. see my time's expired. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thanks, Senator Lee. Senator Coons.
And thank you, Chairman Durbin. Justice Montgomery Reeves, great to be with you again and to have a chance to have this whole committee understand exactly why you have garnered such incredibly broad support from our bench and bar, from our state's both legal and political community. I often talk about the unique nature of Delaware's legal community as a member of the Delaware Bar. You're an exemplar of that combination of character and community and excellence that I think has made our bench and our bar outstanding. It's not surprising to me, as my colleague Senator Carper referenced, that you receive letters of support from both the majority and minority in our state Senate, and that you were in many ways supported in your career by the former chancellor, who was also the chief counsel to our governor, Pete DuPont, and our governor, Mike Castle. That is embedded in sort of the history of the Delaware bench. As a judge on the Chancery Court, and as a chancellor, and as a justice on our Supreme Court, what do you think distinguishes the Delaware judiciary? And why do you think your experience, your significant experience in writing opinions on these two Delaware?
Dr. Mosley, thank you. And now, Senator Capito.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank all of you all for being here today. The RPM Act, as I mentioned in my opening statement, this is the second hearing that over the last several years that we've had on something that to me seems like a simple, very common sense fix to we're saying it's a problem, it's a solution in search of a problem, but we spent a lot of time trying to fix this problem. And there is a problem there. Mr. Brown, you've testified to that. And Mr. Walk has acknowledged that we need to have a fix here. So I guess my question to you, Mr. Brown, because you've been really explicit about talking about your youth and STEM education, and you have your wonderful family there that's involved in racing, and I imagine that most of your audience are families that come out on an evening onto an affordable way to enjoy being with their families and watching a great sport. But if a looming EPA lawsuit is looking over you, and you said you just created your new team, what kind of reaction do you have that as a small business owner? How would you ever be able to fight that?
That's the hard thing, and I agree with Mr. Walt on the purpose that speaking as a racer, that when I'm looking at the things from their standpoints, like, we are all against people with defeat devices. But the thing about it is that you don't have to come after the racers or the race teams, but if you go after legitimate companies that are producing race parts and they don't have the power to sustain